Assalamu alaikum students. Today I'm with another video. That video is related to Algebra 2 topics. These are those topics which I have selected where the students they feel sometimes difficulty in solving questions, although they look very simple, but once they start solving them they find difficulty. So since this is the last time that we are giving revision, and after that we have our Cambridge exams, so why not we can practice on these specific topics of Algebra 2. Now, as you can see that the very first topic which I have brought in here, that is based on variations, because students they find lots of difficulties in directly proportional and inversely proportional questions. So I put enough questions from 2016 onwards. In one go we will solve them, and inshallah after solving you will have a pretty much confidence in solving these type of questions. So let's start with the very first question, and that topic is variations. So, guys, if you can see, y is directly proportional. In my lessons, when I was teaching to my students, I explained it to them that what is the meaning of directly proportional and inversely proportional. Directly proportional means if one thing increases, the other thing also increases. If x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. Inversely proportional says if x increases, then y decreases, or if x decreases, then y increases. Right? So these are the actual meaning of inversely proportionals and directly proportionals. Now, how to solve directly proportional and inversely proportional questions? For directly proportionals, we use cross multiplication. What is the cross multiplication? If I have written A, B, C, D, so I will say AD is equals to BC. This is the cross multiplication I'm talking about. Normally we use in the ratio concepts. And in proportionals, in the questions which are related to currency and some other problems where the things are related and things are proportional to each other, we use the concept of cross multiplication. We also use in arithmetics the inversely proportional concept. Here in inversely proportional, we use parallel multiplication. So what is the parallel multiplication? If it is A, B, C, D, we will make an equation AB, and A times B is equal to C times D. This is for inversely proportional. And in more explanation, when I will go when we solve the questions related to it. The very first question, if you can see, it is telling you y is directly proportional. Okay, y is directly proportional to what? The square root of x plus 1. What is the meaning of square root of x plus 1? Does this mean like this, or does this mean like this? He said square root of x plus 1, yani the complete x plus 2, you take it and you put the square root on it. This is wrong, number one. If he says cube root, then you write cube of x plus 2. If he says fifth root of x plus 2, then you write it like this. But in this particular case, he said square root of x plus 2. So how do you write the relationships? You write here y, and on this side, I will write square root of x plus 2, because y is related to square root of x plus 2. Now, he must have provided the couple of values, the pair basically of values. X is equal to 7. So you need to plug here 7 and here 2. So I'm going to write here under y, I will write 2. And under the radical sign in the place of x, I will write 7. So 7 plus 2. Got it, guys? So square root of x 7 plus 2 is what? Square root of 9. And what is square root of 9? And that is 3. So can we remove everything and just write here 3? Okay, because we have solved it. 7 plus 2, that is square root of 9, and this gives us 3. Now what did I teach you in directly proportional case? Directly proportional is always a cross product. So you need to do the cross multiplication. So in cross multiplication, what will happen? 3 multiplied with y, so 3y, and 2 multiplied with square root of x plus 2. Now, is he willing just to drive an equation? The answer is no, he is not willing to drive an equation. He gave further information that if x is equal to 98, so in the place of x, you need to substitute 98 and then try to find the value of y. So 3y is equal to 2 square root of 98 plus 2. So in the place of x, I put 98. Now 98 plus 2 is how much, guys? The 98 plus 2 is 100. Then the square root of 100 is what? That is 10. So now I'm going to write 3y is equal to 2. And square root of 98 plus 2 is square root of 100. And the square root of 100 is 10. So I'm just copying here 10. Now try to make y as a subject, so sending 3 to the other side, so it's a 20 over 3. 2 times 10 is 20, and 3 goes down. So I got the value of y, 20 over 3. Is it a hard question? I think it won't be, because now I have explained it to you, the directly proportional question, which is a cross multiplication. And once you do the cross multiplication, you can easily come up with an equation. And then in that equation, you can substitute x and get y. Or if he gives you y, you can get x. Let's move on to the next question. Now, the next question is not directly proportional, it is inversely proportional. So, if it is inversely proportional, boys, then you know that inversely proportional case, we do the parallel multiplication. See, what are the two quantities related with each other? D is related with w plus 1 whole square. Previous one was the square root of the expression. Now he's taking the square. So I'm going to write w plus 1 whole squared. Now we will look for the pair of values which must be given to us. So he gave us d is 3.2. D, in the place of D, I will write 3.2. And the w value is 4. So where I will plug it? I will plug in the place of w, what? 4, and put a square on top. Now, can you simplify it? 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 square is 25. So I will write here just 25. Now do the parallel multiplication. D multiplies with w plus 1 whole squared, and 3.2 multiplies with 25. Now, which value is given to you guys to get the value of D? So W is 7. So I'm going to substitute here 7. So 7 plus 7, I will put it here, plus 1 whole square is equal to 3.2 times 25. Now, what is this, guys? It is 7 plus 1, 8. 8 square is 64. So I got D times 64 is equal to 3.2 times 225. So rather than writing this 64 here, we need to divide it on the other side. So D is equals to 3.2 times 25 divided by 64. Now this one, I have to write it in the calculator and see what comes to me. So 3.2 times 25 divided by 64. So it gives me 1.25. So D is 1.25. Next question, y is inversely proportional to x cubed. Again, inversely proportional, you all remember, inversely proportional means parallel multiplication. What are the two quantities related with? Y and x cubed. This looks easier. Y is related with x cubed. So did he provide the pair of values? Yes, x is equal to 2. So I'm going to place in the place of 2 x2. So 2 power 3. And in the place of y, I put 0.5. Now, since it is inversely proportional, so we will go for parallel multiplication. So finally, it will help us to make an equation. Yx cubed is equal to 0.5 times 2 raised to power 3, which is basically 8. So I'm going to write here 8. Now, did he ask us to find a particular value? No, 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 no. He said just write y in terms of x. It's pretty simple now, guys. This x cube, which is multiplying here, it will definitely go in the denominator of the right hand side. So x cube has gone down. Can I multiply 0.5 with 8? It will give me 4. So can you check that? He said write y in terms of x. Did we write y in terms of x? Well, yeah, in other words, make y as a subject. So we have made y as a subject. So final answer is 4 over x cubed. You may erase this one, okay, because we wrote the final answer in the answering space. Next question, he gave it to us. Y is inversely proportional. So look, he likes inversely proportional a lot. The fourth question is also on inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means we have to multiply. Go with the parallel multiplication. So what are the two quantities related with? So y is related with x plus 1 whole square. So y x plus 1 whole squared. What are the two pairs? The pair of values are given to me. The pair is 50 and x is 0.2 plus 1 whole squared. Can I simplify it? This one, it's better. So bracket open, 0.2 plus 1, bracket close, and put a square on top of it, and I got 1.44. So my friends, this is your 1.44. Now let's move on and try to make an equation. Since it is inversely proportional, we do the parallel multiplication. So y multiplied with x plus 1 whole squared is equals to, and 50 multiplies with 1.44. Do we need to drive an equation? Yes, he said write y in terms of x. So I'm going to write, first I need to multiply 50 with 1.44. It gives us 72. So I'm going to write in place of this 72. And this number, this bracket along with the square was multiplying. Now it will go down in the denominator. So x plus 1 whole square. So it has gone here. And y is alone on the left hand side. That was the requirement, that write y in terms of x. So we wrote y in terms of x. Now he said that can you plug x is equal to 0.5 here to get the value of y? So it's pretty simple now. I'm gonna write the full expression in the calculator. Fraction 72 over bracket open. In the place of x, I'm gonna write 0.5 plus 1 bracket close and put a square on top, and the answer is 32. That's the final answer. Y is directly proportional. Y is directly proportional. So all of you remember, directly proportional means you need to do the cross multiplication. So in cross multiplication, y is related with square root of x, and everyone knows square root of x means what? Like this. So I'm going to write y versus square root of x. Done. What are the pairs? What is the pair of the values given to us? It is given x is equal to 9. Sorry, x is 9. So I put it under the square root, and y is 6. So the square root of 9 gives you 3. So I'm going to write here just 3. It's directly proportional, so do the cross multiplication. So what I'm going to get, 3y is equal to 6 square root of x. Now, did he provide us any value of x? So he gave us x 25. So can you plug the 25 here to get final value of y? So 3y is equal to 6 square root of 25. And everyone remembers the square root of 25 is 5. So it gives you 6 times 5, and 6 times 5 is 30. And then 3 was multiplying there. So 30 divided by 3, which gives you 10. Again, I will explain it to you. What did I do? In the place of x, I substituted 25. Everyone remembers the square root of 25 is 5. I will erase it and write here 5. Now 6 times 5 is how much? 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to write here 30. Now this 3 is multiplying here. It will definitely go to the other side. So what I'm going to do, I will raise the 3 from here, and the 3 goes to the other side. Now 3 cancel with 10, 30, and it gives you 10. That's the final answer. Okay. So just add it here that in the place of x, I put 25. And then finally, we come up with the final result. Now, inversely proportional, guys. This is inversely proportional. Y is inversely proportional. So parallel multiplication. Y versus x squared. Parallel multiplication. X is 4. So put a 4 squared. And x is equals to 2. X is equals to, y is equals to 2. Yes, we are right. So this is 16. Let me erase this. So 16. Make an equation. So yx squared is equal to 2 times 16. He gave us the value of x half. So y 0.5 squared is equal to 32. This 0.5 squared will be divided on the other side. So y is equal to 32 divided by 0.5 squared. Now I need to use my calculator. So I'm going to go 32 to the calculator to get my final answer. So it gives us 128. Question number 7. T is inversely proportional to the square of x plus 1. Inversely proportional, you all remember that we have to do the parallel multiplication. So this is t versus square of x plus 1. So square of x plus 1 is represented like this. So x is equals to 2 and t is equals to 5. You can see 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 square is 9. I'm going to erase this and write here 9. Since it is inversely proportional, so we go for parallel multiplication. Try to make an equation. Here you go. 5 times 9. What is the value of x? No, he wants to write t in terms of x. So this expression, which is x expression, has to go to the other side. So in the meantime, this 5 will be multiplied with 9, gives you 45 over this t x plus 1 whole squared goes to the other side. So I'm going to write it there. Next, interesting. The guy gave you the value of t. The value of t is 1.8. Now, although he has told you to make t as a subject, but unfortunately, he did not provide us the x value, but the t value. So no worries. Substitute this t value here. So once I substitute 1.8 is equals to 45 over x plus 1 whole squared. Now all of you know we want to make x as a subject. So what is the best thing? You need to send x plus 1 whole squared as the whole bracket on the left hand side, and in the meantime bring 1.8 down. It's allowed. We can do this. So x plus 1 whole squared went to the position of 1.8 with cross multiplication, and 1.8 came under 4.5 because we don't want 1.8 there. Now, I want to make x as a subject. So if you want to make x as a subject, so step by step, you need to send the things to the other side. So we have a square. This square will go to the other side. And you remember the opposite of square is a square root. We need to write a plus minus sign, because if we take a square root, we have to write plus minus sign. So 45 over 1.8. Now, boys, in the question he mentioned, find only the positive value. So no need to write the negative value. So just positive value. Let me write here, what is the square root of 45 over 1.8? It gives me 5. Well done. So I got this whole answer as 5. Is it my final answer? No. This 1 plus 1 has to go to the right hand side to get the value of x. So x is equals to 5 minus 1. So x is equal to 4. So a little bit complicated thing happens here when rather than providing you the value of x, he gave you the value of t. So we swap and we could easily manage to make x as a subject in that expression. So it's not very difficult. I wish like more questions will come like this, and you will have more practice. Um, the next question is, y is inversely proportional. Y is inversely proportional to the square root of x. Square root of x. So y is 7 and this is square root of 2.25. Let me check what is square root of 2.25. It is 1.5. So I'm gonna erase this and write here 1.5. Since it is inversely proportional, we need to go for parallel multiplication. So in parallel multiplication, we will write y square root of x equals 7 times 1.5. When we do this, we need to check what is the required thing. The required thing is write y in terms of x. So if you want to write y in terms of x, send the square root of x. Send the square root of the x on the other side and also multiply 7 with 1.5. So 1.5 times 7 gives you 10.5. So I'm going to write here 10.5 over square root of x. Let me write it here. That's the final answer. Y is inversely proportional to x. Inversely proportional to x. Parallel multiplication. X is 9, y is 8. The equation which we can get out of that, yx is equal to 72. And now he said x is 6. So substitute here 6. And then finally 72 divided by 6. So 72 divided by 6 gives you 12. So we got the answer 12. Question number 10, he says y is directly proportional to x minus 4. So y is directly proportional to x minus 4. X is 16. So 16 minus 4 and y is 3. Since it is directly proportional, we do the cross multiplication. What is 16 minus 4? That is 12, guys. So erase this and write a 12 and create an equation. So 12y is equal to 3 bracket open x minus 4. He said write the y in terms of x. So simple thing is this. Send the 12 to the other side. So 3, don't send the 3 inside, because boys, this 3 cancel with 12. So 3 times 1 and this is 4. Simplest answer is x minus 4 over 4. Maybe some students will start thinking, why Mr. Omer cancels 3 and 12? Why he didn't send the 3 inside? Man, it is allowed in mathematics that if you have a times b over a, even though it is b plus c, but this number can be divided with this one. But if it is a plus c over a, we are not allowed to cancel a and b. We have to have a multiplication sign in between. So the best thing is simplify your expression. So this 3 was cancelled with 12 and gives you in the denominator 4, and in the numerator x minus 4 left. That was a little bit new thing in algebra, so I explained it to you. Next, question number 11. If you look at that, in question number 11, he said that y is directly proportional to the positive square root of x. So y is positive square root of x. X is 9, y is 12, directly proportional. In place of square root of 9, we just use 3. make an equation. What is x? 1 over 4. And we want to make y as a subject. So in the place of x, I put 1 over 4. Now use your calculator. 12 times square root of 1 over 4, I get 6. So the answer is 3y. This whole thing I calculated from the calculator, it gives me 6. And y is equal to 6 over 3, that which is 2. Question number 12. Y and directly proportional. Y directly proportional to x plus 2 whole squared. Y is 250. X is 8. So directly proportional means cross multiplication. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 squared is 100. So I'm going to write here 100. Now make an equation. 100y is equal to 250 x plus 2 whole squared. He provides you x is equal to 4. So substitute it here 4. So 100y is equal to 250 and 4 plus 2 whole squared. Why not? We can simplify it. 250 bracket open 4 plus 2 bracket close squared. What is the answer? 9,000. So 100y is equal to 9,000. Now send it to the other side. So y is equal to 9,000 divided by 100. It will give you 90. Question number 13. He said y is inversely proportional to square root of 1 plus x. So inversely means we have to go for parallel multiplication. So y square root of 1 plus x. X is 8. So in the place of x, I'm going to put 8. And in the place of y, I put 2. Check that. 1 plus 8 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So I'm going to write here 3. Make an equation out of it. 1 plus x. 2 times 3 is 6. He gave you the value of x 15. So if x is 15, y is, if it is 15, you can go and check on the calculator. Square root of 1 plus 15 is how much? It is 4. So we simplified it. It's 4. And the y will be equals to what? 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. Or you can also write it as 1.5. Next, a ball falls d meters and t in t seconds. How they are related? D is related with square of t. D falls 44.1 meters and 3 seconds. So 3 squared is directly proportional. Do it like this and create an equation out of it. So you see this is 3 squared, which has to be 9. So 9d equals t squared times, no need to write here unit. So t squared times 44.1. We want to make an equation, yani d in terms of t. So make t as a subject. So d will be 44.1 t squared over 9. Let me see on the calculator. Do we have furthermore simplest form of 44.1 divided by 9? Yeah, it's 4.9. 4.9. So can I just write here in place of this, I will write 4.9 t squared. Now he gives you 2 seconds. So substitute here 2. So d is equal to 4.9 2 squared. On the calculator, 4.9 times bracket open 2 close squared. It gives us 19.6. Units are already written with it. Y is directly proportional to x minus 1. Y is directly proportional to x minus 1 whole squared. X is 3 minus 1 whole squared. Y is 24. Directly means cross multiplication. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So I'm going to write here 4. Make an equation. 4y 24 x minus 1 whole squared. He said x is 6. So x is 6. So when you write here 6 minus 1 whole squared. Let me try to use calculator to find my right hand side. 6 minus 1 practical whole squared. So it came to me 600. So 4y is equal to 600. So y is equals to 600 over 4. So 600 over 4 divided by 4 is 150. So your answer is y is equals to 150. Question number 16. He said m is inversely proportional to square of p minus 1. So m inversely proportional to square of p minus 1. So I will write p minus 1 whole squared. P is 4 minus 1. M is 5. Parallel multiplication. It gives you m p minus 1 whole squared. And this is 4 minus 1. 3 squared is 9. So this is 9. So 5 times 9. He tells you that your p is 6. So your p is 6 minus 1 whole squared. 5 times 9 is 45. Now check on the calculator. What is 6 minus 1 whole squared? It gives you 25. So in place of that, I write 25. So m times 25 is 45. So finally m will be 45 over 25. So 45 divided by 25 gives you 9 over 5, which is 1.8. Next, question number 17. The force F newtons is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So D is 1.5 squared and F is 48. Since it is inversely proportional, we go for parallel multiplication. What is 1.5 square? It is 9 over 4 and 2.25. So I'm going to write here 2.25. So once you write 2.25, generate an equation. FD squared is equals to 48 times 2.25. It gives us 108. Here we need to make an equation f in terms of d. So make f as a subject. So we get 108 over d squared. 108 over d squared. So it's clearly seen that f has been made as a subject. Now when the distance between the two magnets is doubled, so look, the distance is doubled. So if it is doubled, guys, what happens? And the new force is n times the original force. Let us go back to the relationship. He gave you F and D squared. Now in the new scenario, he said that the distance between the two magnets is doubled. What is the double of D? The double of D is 2D. So what I'm going to do in the place of D, I'm going to write here 2D whole squared. Imagine D becomes double, so I need to write 2D in the place of D. Right? What happens with the force? He said F force is n times of the original force. So original force is F. The n times of the original force is NF. So in the place of F, I will write NF. And it is, as you all know, it is inversely proportional given to us. We need to go with parallel multiplication. So please try to generate the equation out of it. It will give you FD squared is equal to NF. And what is this, by the way? It is 4D squared. So I'm going to write 4D squared. Interesting thing is this. I want to get the value of n. Okay. So can you send the things to the other side? And here I have FD squared divided by F and 4 and D squared by making n as a subject here. I have made n as a subject. Now, interesting thing is d squared cancel with d squared, f cancel with f, and what is left here? 1. So the final answer is 1 over 4. The answer is 1 over 4. right, guys? So we are done with the equations. We are done with the equations, the with the variations, and inshallah, in my next video, I will carry on with solving the inequalities. Thank you, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.